there, welcome back to Fresh Start Budgeting. We're taking a look today at what the initial plan was for the first period of June and where we are right now. So this has been a very informative process. What I can say is I've been able to document out all of my spending because what I have left as it comes to what I'm able to show you is in reality what I actually have left to be able to spend. So this period takes us from May 27th all the way to June 15th. So I am filming this before the end of the period, and that's because I really have spent everything that is available. So there's going to be nothing else to be able to document down. But what we're going to be able to see is that period, it is almost 3 weeks, and so it does show where the spending that I've been able to document out here, I have gone above and beyond, definitely, in what it is that I intended to be able to do. But what I'll show you is this was the breakdown that I had initially set up and where I want to be able to go and what I expect to happen through June, through some of the different needs that we have and how we're going to cash flow those. But now I will show you what has actually happened because we have been trying to go into a 50-30-20 in what our spending is going to be. I'm very heavy on the wants category, and I need to get to the position where I'm able to focus more on the debt and savings category so that we're able to get to some of the goals that we expect to be able to do. All right, so let's get started and take a look at what's happened in real life versus what we wanted to happen in my ideal little world. Okay. So I've just, rather than the random piece of paper, I went to the dollar store, bought a book, make sure that we're able to keep this all together in one place. I apologize for the scratch out marks and all of that. I'm just trying to, I was putting it all on one page and then it just became quite a mess. But what you're going to see here is I've indicated anything in red is kind of what I had planned in that debt and savings category. Anything that is in purple is going to end up in my wants category. There's way too much purple here. And anything that's in green is in the needs category. So, and it kind of fit where I thought it would fit in particular. But you can see here, this is my checking, and then this is what I spent in cash for this period. What was done when we add these two pieces up, 3,215 in my checking account and 870 out of cash is a total of 4,085. You can see up here, and so you can see that that amount immediately is over the amount of what my income typically is, because here we've got, for each period, I anticipate that we've got $3,700. So that's what happens on a consistent basis. I did have a starting balance in this case. I had a starting balance of $300. So my total available funds, let's put this here. So this is my own income, 2,500. My partner's income is 1,200. And then we had a starting balance, which I really wanted to be able to keep as kind of just a buffer, because again, as I've shared, I don't have the that security blanket of having credit cards and different things available. So this really is all that we have to be able to work with. I had $300 to start with. So altogether, we had 4,100 for income. And we have spent over this period $4,085. Today is the 12th of May. I get paid on the 15th, so that means for 2 days I have $15, and that's the reality. That's all I've got left, is that $15. So I'm going to show you how this is broken down. I'm not going to go through each individual expense, but I will show you how this is broken down into what we intended for these categories. Okay, so under the debts and savings, we had planned that we would have $500 for my partner's debt and $500 for my own, to be able to plan out on how we would be able to pay for that. What actually happened in real life, we paid $500 for my partner's debt. The grad, we put $123 towards it, and we did not put anything towards saving for my own. And so that was $623 under the debt category. So significantly lower than I had wanted it to be. I've included the grad there because we've had that, right now we're cash flowing things, but I wanted in the future that I'm reducing down these other areas. I'm focusing in there. So I wanted to kind of show what this would be if I had sinking funds I was putting towards money instead of having kind of these cash flow things coming up. Okay, under the needs category, I had planned $900 towards utilities. In real life, we had $989, which is okay. Food, I said $500. In real life, I'm going to put this in brackets. Total amount that was spent, $773. But that included what I consider to be want, so convenience food, fast food, delivery, that kind of thing. So what was actually spent on grocery is $490. So that's what I'm including in the need category. Pets, we actually did not need to spend anything there because I had doubled up on the pet food in a previous week. And transit, we had planned on 100, but was 169. I did not have anything planned for home, but I needed to get my lawnmower fixed, which cost $100 there. So those are all what I have considered under needs. So all together, I did do the math on this before. It was $1,748. Okay. And then in the wants category, this is where we go off the rails. The spending here, this is primarily money that my partner has to be able to use, and that was $792. Kids, now some of it is the needs for my kids, but I do just for simplicity's sake, I've just said this under wants, and I've put that. What was actually spent in real life was $300. Personal, for myself, I spent $130. Subscriptions ended up coming out to $87. And then we did have a family birthday, and so I've included it under the wants here, and that was $122. Make sure I've got everything I'm supposed to have here. Okay, so altogether that was $1,714, which these two numbers are just way too close for my comfort. This wants category should be significantly reduced so that we can be putting more money towards the debt category. So if we add all these up together, it does end up being the $4,085. My available money was $4,100, and it's left us in this very precarious situation that, you know, if somebody came out to me and said, you know, if you give me $20, I'll give you 10 million, I would be shit out of luck. So that's just the reality of where it sits. What I didn't include here that I've now realized actually is that missing balance from here, which was the 283. Okay, so what I had not included there was the 283, but I did include it in my, before I did the calculation to make sure that I had the right amount. So those numbers are still correct. So when we go back to what I had intended, it was intended that this would be 30%, that needs would be 50%, and that wants would be 20%. And in actuality, where we sit today in real life is that my needs were at 43%. My debt and savings is only at 15%. And my wants is sitting very plumply at 42%. So we can see where, you know, I've decided to keep this kind of this 50, 30, 20 as just kind of a guiding post of where the money is actually going and where we need to move things. But it does give me a good look at kind of where the different issues are. And it gives us a starting place for next week. So I'm going to leave it at that. And my next video will be planning out for the second period and how we get in a lot of these other things that need to happen through that time. So it should be interesting. Thanks, guys. Bye.